Some childcare centers are adding fees to make $10 daycare work. Lightning is causing an increase in wildfires. And paying tribute to the king is not dead in Saskatchewan.
Live from our studios in Regina, this is CTV News.
Good evening. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says the province has seen a recent spike in wildfires thanks to recent lightning strikes. Stacey Hine has more on the situation and what it means for some northern communities.
The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says 41 new wildfires have been reported over the past week. As of Tuesday afternoon, there were 57 active wildfires burning in the province. 7 of those fires were within less than 30 kilometers of northern communities.
3 of them are burning near South End. One has grown to about 2,500 hectares, almost the size of Martensville and Warman combined. It's about 16 kilometers from the community, but the SPSA says crews have been able to keep it from moving closer.
We have conducted a backburn operations to contain it within natural barriers. There's lakes and rivers.
The border fire is about 26 kilometers southeast of Sandy Bay. It has grown to about 9,100 hectares, roughly the size of Prince Albert, Martensville, and Warman combined. The church fire is also burning about 3.5 kilometers from Sandy Bay.
Crews have been on that fire. They continue to work, and they don't anticipate any challenges with that fire.
The SPSA says most of the current wildfires were caused by lightning rather than people, a significant change from this time last year.
All of the current fires right now that we're experiencing have been lightning made in the north.
The update comes as the province continues to respond to recommendations from an MNP review that found Saskatchewan's emergency management system fell short during last year's record wildfire season. SPSA Vice President Steve Roberts took early retirement soon after the report was released, but the province's chief fire commissioner says he has no plans to step down.
I will be leading the changes that have been identified in both the MNP report and the auditor's report.
Pritchard also says while there's been an uptick in wildfires, rain and efforts from local crews have helped protect areas and kept damages to a minimum. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Heavy rainfall north of Kamsack has resulted in an overland flow flood advisory from the Sask Public Safety Agency. The Kisakooks and Cody First Nations are impacted by this advisory. Flooding is making some highways and community roads undrivable, and if you encounter flooded roads, you shouldn't go through. Turn around, as assistance will not be available. All right, Sabine joins us now for a first look at weather. Yes, we have seen plenty of rain in the last few days. What can we expect to see for Canada Day?
Well, you know what? We're going to see a little bit more rain to start the day anyway. Temperatures are going to stay within that seasonal range for many parts. Getting into the 20s, it just won't be a nice hot day you want to spend outdoors, perhaps barbecuing. I mean, you could still do it. We might see a little bit of scattered precipitation throughout the day. I'll talk more about that coming up in your full forecast. As far as today goes, we didn't get to that daytime average of about 24, 25 degrees. We warmed up to 18 degrees in the Regina area. Our low is still within that seasonal range, but daytime highs will get back into the 20s as we continue into the rest of this week. You can see we've been seeing a lot of that rain coming through parts of the province still with that system that's slowly going to make its way into Manitoba. We will see it weaken overnight, but to start your Canada Day festivities, we could be starting out a little wet with that rain. But I'll have all your details, especially for Canada Day, in your forecast. Lee?
She didn't want to tell us, did she? Well, some parents with children enrolled in $10 a day childcare may soon have to pay a little extra. The province is allowing daycare centers to add extra fees to cover operating costs. And as Wayne Mantika tells us, some centers are unveiling exactly what those fees will be.
The Regina YMCA is one of the larger childcare providers participating in the government $10 a day childcare program. It relies on government grants to top up the $217 monthly that parents pay. However, it's not enough.
We're simply not able to keep pace with costs, and our program was on course for a $650,000 cash deficit.
It will implement a $90 a month additional fee this fall to cover administration, repairs, and other expenses.
Our choice was, within what was available to us, was to introduce it under the fundraising and administrative fees that we shared with our parent families this morning.
Other facilities are following suit.
As of August 1st, we'll have fees that are added on top of the core fees. It's not what anybody wanted to do, and it was a heartbreaking decision to have to make.
The NDP say inadequate government funding is the cause.
Well, they're in very precarious financial situations, and that's why they have to do fundraising to make this happen. And this is a schedule of fundraising and the fees that this organization is going to have to charge simply to remain financially viable.
The province says it will continue to discuss a federal funding shortfall with Ottawa to ensure the system remains strong and affordable for families. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Prince Albert National Park is reminding visitors this summer to ensure their boats and jet skis abide by some new rules. Jasmine Pelche on the changes and the reasons for them.
This is our decontamination unit. It allows us to use hot water between 50 and 60 degrees Celsius.
Prince Albert National Park is reminding visitors to inspect their watercraft for invasive mussels.
We're asking the public to do their part to help stop the spread of aquatic invasive species. It's a simple step that everyone can remember: clean, drain, dry, and certify.
All watercraft entering Prince Albert National Park must go through a mandatory permitting program. The watercraft certification permit was first introduced in 2025, but new this year is a mandatory certification sticker for all permanent watercraft, and new regulations, including one that all watercraft are required to pull any drain plugs present when traveling over land. Watercraft that have been used out of province in the last 45 days are required to undergo inspection and decontamination.
This is a self-certification system. We're really focusing on public education and spreading the message and asking folks to comply with our regulations.
Visitors are able to use inspection decontamination stations at the park to clean their boats with water that's hot enough to kill invasive mussel species.
Highest risk species for us here in Saskatchewan are invasive mussels, so zebra, quagga mussels, and potentially golden mussel, really because they have the ability to drastically impact the environment, but also the economy because they can impact things like hydropower generation and infrastructure, or anything that relies on surface water. So they'll clog intakes and really increase maintenance costs and operating costs for anybody that is using surface water.
Parks Canada says the aquatic invasive species watercraft certification permits are free and mandatory. Through the Parks Canada Act, any watercraft that does not comply with this permitting system faces up to a $25,000 fine. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert National Park.
A Regina man has created an ID tag called Next to Kin. That can help people locate their child or loved one that might not be able to communicate when they're lost. Jacob Carr has more on what sparked the idea, making its way across the country.
We'll be here all season, and we're also going to be at the Canada Day celebrations in Wascana, and I Love Regina Day.
Tom Hamilton, the founder of Next to Kin, is getting the word out about his new product. He was handing out the Next to Kin tags at last week's Rider game for free, which are designed to help locate children or elderly folks should they get lost in a crowd. Hamilton says the idea ironically originated at a Rider game.
My son went to the bouncy castle. I lost track of him and started looking around, and everyone was wearing green. And I had seen that people were using this similar technology with 3D printing for business cards, and I thought, well, why don't I make something like this?
Hamilton says people can program a phone number into the tags, which can then be clipped onto a child, loved one, or even a dog. If someone wearing a tag becomes lost, a person nearby can scan the tag with their phone, enabling them to pull up the necessary contact info to get whoever is lost back to their family. The Next to Kin has been positively received by parents at Rider games this season.
We've lost children, and that time in between where you're not connected with them can be pretty scary. So I think if it speeds up the time that you can get parents connected with their kids again, I think that's a bonus.
I love it. I think it's a great idea, especially for like really little ones and, you know, older adults that could use it.
Hamilton has handed out thousands of tags to get the word out about his new product and encourage Reginans to keep their loved ones safe.
What it really is this agreement that by putting on the tag, that if you find someone now, you're joining the tribe. If you find someone now wandering with this, you know what to do. And that's the whole point, is like we want to come together.
The founder of Next of Kin told CTV News that he is not concerned with making a profit off of the tags, but instead getting them out into the world and making sure they work. Hamilton's saying that the tags are currently being used in 8 provinces in Canada. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Well, tomorrow is Canada Day, meaning not everything will be open despite it being the middle of the week. City of Regina's civic office will be closed. However, most city facilities like the indoor and outdoor pools will be open. You also won't have to pay for regular on-street parking because it's a holiday. Many local businesses will be closed or have reduced hours. However, there will be many local vendors set up in the market at Wascana Park from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. There will also be musical performances on the park's main stage from 1:15 to 10 p.m., followed by the fireworks that'll happen at 10:30 p.m. Well, since Elvis Presley's death in the late 70s, countless tribute artists have come and gone, and it doesn't look like the act is going away anytime soon. As Mick Fable tells us, Regina Man has put on a jumpsuit and sideburns and has even got the support from another local Elvis tribute legend.
Although Elvis Presley has been gone for some time, his moves and his songs live on through 23-year-old Jesse Lamont. With the classic hair and suit to match, Lamont has found his calling, paying tribute to the King of Rock.
He's incredibly iconic. There's a viewer base that's out there that loves him, me included. And once I started, I realized I love doing it so much that I'm not sure if I'll ever stop doing Elvis.
A lot of work happens behind the scenes. Lamont's jumpsuits are handmade by his mother, with each emerald being put on individually. Not to mention the coordination and practice needed to orchestrate a 19-person band.
Having people around me that can help handle some of those particulars has really been a key factor into making this the success that it has been so far.
Local legend Rory Allen has been performing Presley tunes for 30 years. Allen says there's a brotherhood among Elvis tribute artists, and he thinks Lamont is going to do well.
Everybody brings a different thing. Nobody's Elvis, and we all admit that. So you bring your special flavor to your show, and so you're going to get a different show from each guy that does it.
Lamont works a regular job on the side to fund his music career. In 5 years, he hopes to be performing full-time for all the crowds who can't help falling in love with his show.
It takes somebody to get up off of their couch and to take a chance and to give of their time and to give of their money to give somebody like me a career.
Mick Fable, CTV News, Regina.
Checking in on a growing bison herd in Batoche on this week's Indigenous Circle. Plus, the Prime Minister is pulling back the reins on Justin Trudeau's climate goals.
Greetings, everyone. A historic milestone is being celebrated at Batoche National Historic Site. More than a century after bison disappeared from the region, a growing herd is thriving on Métis Nation Saskatchewan land. Students recently helped welcome the herd's newest members during a special naming ceremony. CTV's Carla Shinkruk was in Batoche and brings us the story.
A special ceremony at Batoche Historic Site northeast of Saskatoon brought together school students to announce the names of bison calves born this spring.
Being able to be on this land celebrating something like this together is really, it's moving.
The students weren't just spectators either. Through a naming contest, students helped name the 16 new bison calves, the first ones born here on this land in over 100 years.
Having the language and the bison back on the landscape was really important to them, and we're happy to be here to celebrate with them today.
All bison calves given names from one of 3 Michif dialects.
And what's your favorite buffalo name?
Gross head, big head.
It's just a nice and funny name, I guess.
Tanor.
And what does it mean?
Thunder in Michif.
In December 2023, the Métis Nation Saskatchewan received 25 young Plains bison from Parks Canada. 2 years later, another 50 were added to the herd. The birth of the calves marking an important step in the herd's return to Métis homelands.
It's very important because these are students here. They're young. They're going to be the ones that are going to be teaching the significance of the Métis connection to the buffalo in the future. So
92 in the herd here, and officials say birth of calves in a natural setting is a sign the herd is thriving. But for many of the kids, the best part of the day was seeing the bison up close.
It was an amazing experience. It felt really good to experience all that. I feel lucky to actually experience it.
A celebration of new life, culture, and conservation. An opportunity for the next generation to take part in a piece of history. The long-term goal is to continue growing the herd while helping young people connect with Métis culture and history. For Indigenous Circle, I'm Carla Shinkaruk.
If you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
Prime Minister Mark Carney referenced the role climate change is playing on wildfires in a YouTube address to Canadians today. He called the climate crisis part of a broader energy crisis in Canada, laid out his plan for the future of a more united country, admitting where Canada now stands on meeting its climate targets. Mark Lacouture has more.
The certainties of the world to 2015 are long gone.
It's a sobering message about fighting climate change from Prime Minister Mark Carney. While saying the climate plan he inherited was well-intentioned for the time, Carney doesn't believe it fits today's realities.
The changes we have made will mean that our emissions will be higher in the next few years than they were projected to be under the previous government's plan. But in my judgment, that plan was not sustainable over the long term.
Now, that plan was to cut greenhouse gas emissions by 40 to 45% of 2005 levels by the year 2030. While still committed to lowering emissions, Carney did not set a new target for that goal.
We're already paying the price for that in terms of record heat, record temperatures in Canada and around the world.
Carney has rolled back a number of Trudeau-era climate policies, which the Prime Minister called an open opportunity to divide the country. In his first act as Prime Minister, Carney cancelled the consumer carbon tax. He also paused the federal mandate on electric vehicle sales, moves that pushed former Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault to leave the Liberals.
We're putting our foot off the gas when it comes to fighting climate change.
Carney also signed a deal with Alberta, paving the way for a new pipeline to be built to BC's coast. The Prime Minister says it's part of a larger energy plan that includes LNG exports and doubling Canada's electricity grid by 2050.
It will make Canada more sustainable, more affordable, and more prosperous.
A spokesperson for Premier Daniel Smith tells CTV News there will be a major announcement and new details to share about that new pipeline on Thursday. And Carney confirmed today there isn't a private proponent for the project yet. Mike Lacouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Canadian government is going to match up to $4 million in public donations for the people of Venezuela following those earthquakes. Ottawa will match up to $2 million in donations made to the Canadian Red Cross until July 14th, and the same amount for donations to the humanitarian coalition made up of a dozen aid groups. The government says the move will help Canadian organizations with grassroots connections provide essentials such as food, shelter, medicine, and clothing. More than 1,900 people are confirmed to have died, and thousands have been injured as a result of last Wednesday's back-to-back earthquakes. About 16,000 people were left homeless, and an estimated 59,000 buildings were damaged or destroyed. A key deadline is coming up tomorrow for the CUSMA trade agreement between Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. The agreement says each country has until July 1st to indicate support to renew the pact. While Canada and Mexico say they want a 16-year extension, President Trump has suggested he'd rather terminate the deal. However, outright termination is not an option under the agreement. But if the July 1st deadline comes and goes without U.S. support for renewal, CUSMA will continue with an annual review for up to 10 years. If a country wants to officially pull out, it must give 6 months' notice. The Canadarm2 is undergoing some repair work right now, about 400 kilometers above the Earth.
I see you've got your tether in a good config. I see it not tangled with anything. And I see your VR key is good. You look like you're in a good config.
Okay, copy, and I can report.
2 NASA astronauts began fixing a joint on the Canada-made robotic arm just after 8 o'clock in the morning. The 90-kilogram wrist joint malfunctioned during normal operations in May. The Canadarm2 arrived at the International Space Station in 2001 and is nearly as old as the orbiting lab itself.
Over to be.
Coming up, a Saskatchewan man looks to regain the world record for the number of trees planted in a day.
Summer favorite returning to CTV. The Amazing Race Canada is back next week. Thursday on Your Morning, we are teeing up this year's edition with John Montgomery.
As you can tell behind me on our Skycam, it's raining, and it's going to continue to rain as we head into this evening, and we've got a little bit more rain left in the day tomorrow before we see a little break and then more rain arriving later by Thursday. But let's just talk about right now. Currently sitting at 16 degrees in the Queen City. Temperatures the wind just under 20 kilometers an hour. We did warm up to about 18 degrees. The average is roughly about 24, 25 degrees. The good news is we're going to see those temperatures again, and it will be within the next few days. We just got to get rid of this little system that's bringing us these rainfall warnings in parts of the parkland. We do have air quality warnings issued for parts of northern Saskatchewan and some heat warnings far up in the northwest there. But in terms of what we're seeing for central southern Saskatchewan, it is just that rainfall warning behind that large system that has that heavy rainfall continuing. We're going to see it stick around into this evening. If you had plans this evening, especially in these particular areas, the rain is expected to continue as we head into the overnight tonight. But the good news is, like I said, this system is starting to weaken and will eventually start to break up heading into the morning. However, if you have any early morning plans for Canada Day tomorrow, say heading outdoors to take in activities, make sure you have a jacket with you, possibly an umbrella, because we do have some scattered precipitations expected to stick around, especially for the morning and into the afternoon. Scattered precipitation. We're looking at about 1 millimeter of rain in total expected for parts of Regina and surrounding areas tomorrow. So again, something to keep in mind there. But as we continue into the rest of the day, Wednesday and into Thursday, for the most part, we're expecting clear conditions. Conditions clearing up quite well as we head into Wednesday evening. And Thursday, for the most part, clear conditions, but we will see some scattered rain to start your day and then also heading into the evening. So by the time we get into Thursday evening, you can see some storm cells hovering around parts around Saskatoon, Swift Current, Assiniboia, Regina, Moose Jaw, and the Estevan area. It's a quick moving system. It'll be out before Thursday even ends. Heading into Friday, we'll see a little bit more cloudier conditions, but there is a warm up on the way, and you'll see that coming up in your 7-day forecast. This is a quick look at rainfall totals between now into Wednesday morning. Granted, we've seen a lot of rain throughout the day. That's not included in these totals right now. So between now and Wednesday morning, up to 3 millimeters for Regina, trace amounts for Saskatoon, Moose Jaw, Assiniboia, 3 for Yorkton, 2 for Hudson Bay, and Swift Current seeing up to about 4 by the time we get into Thursday morning. So most of that rain, again, we're going to see clear out tomorrow afternoon, and then by Thursday, late afternoon, early evening, more of it returning. And by Friday afternoon, over 20 millimeters expected for Regina, 20 for Moose Jaw, close to 10 for Weyburn, just over 5 for Estevan, just over 10 millimeters expected for Swift Current, and same for the Yorkton area, just over 5 for Saskatoon. So quite a bit of rain still left throughout this week. The good news is the weekend is looking sunny and dry and warm. Temperatures tomorrow, depending on where you are, we've got that heat warning further up in the north there. La Loche, 27 is the expected daytime high, 19 and cloudy for Prince Albert, 23 for Lloydminster, mostly cloudy, 20 in rain for Saskatoon, 19 in rain for Yorkton, 22 and cloudy for North Battleford. The southwest, mid-20s, mix of sun and cloud for most of the southwest. Southeast, cloudier conditions for Weyburn and Estevan with temperatures in the low to mid-20s, 24 and a mix of sun and cloud for Assiniboia. And for Regina, we're getting to 14 degrees, 21 tomorrow. Quick look, first thing in the morning for Canada Day, 16 degrees in light rain, 20 in light light rain by noon, and by the time you're getting to the fireworks tomorrow night, around 10 o'clock, clear conditions and 17 is the expected high. You still might want a jacket with you. Thursday, again, expecting some of those storm cells arriving. 23, 25, a mix of sun and cloud by Friday, but 26 and sunny Saturday, 27 sunny on Sunday, sunny and 26 on Monday, and mainly sunny and 26 degrees on Tuesday. It's the first time I've been so happy to see so much of that sunshine in the forecast later on this weekly.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are sick of the rain, whether it's the flooding. You know, farmers need to get things growing. This is really helping things not look too good.
No.
So need that sun, need that warmth. I think everybody will appreciate it.
It's on its way.
It's on its way. All right, thanks, B.
You bet.
Well, back-breaking work. Most experienced tree planters can, I don't know, set up about 5,000 trees a day, but Kenny Chaplin wants to plant 5 times that amount. He was once a world record holder. The Saskatchewan man now looking to reclaim that title today in Buena Vista. Allison Bamford has more on what has become a family affair.
A quick pierce of the ground, and then he moves on.
I can do one here, I can do a step.
You could call Kenny Chaplin a veteran tree planter. He's been in the business nearly 40 years.
This is something I'm good at.
Chaplin first set the Guinness World Record for most trees planted in a day in 2001, planting more than 15,000 in 17 hours, a record he held for 2 decades before it was broken.
I've felt it before, and I want that feeling back of, you know, you're in the fire.
This time around, Chaplin will have to plant 24,000 trees in 24 hours to beat the record. That's 1 tree every 3.6 seconds.
I don't want to be the rabbit, but I have to find a pace.
And maintain it all day and night until 8 a.m. tomorrow.
You know, he's seen all kinds of land, I'm sure, so this is not going to be too hard for him. He just has to get in a state of mind and see if he's got the stamina.
This time of the year, these muscles are quite used to this.
The 56-year-old has been training for this, planting trees full-time for the last 2 months, building up strength, endurance, and determination.
I'm feeling like I'm in my late 20s.
Chaplin's not doing this alone. He's had people donate the trees, land, and equipment. His twin brother is assisting in the field, and he says the memory of their late sister is supporting them every step of the way.
My sister that introduced me to tree planting, I just feel that gene will be on my shoulder, you know.
This is a challenge rooted in family, and for Chaplin, these 24 hours mean more than just a record.
The trees, you know, they'll be here for my daughter's kids to walk through.
A legacy that will grow over time. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Buena Vista, Saskatchewan.
Still ahead, the CFL reinstates former Rider receiver Ajojo.
Here's what's happening in our community. Lieutenant Governor's Canada Day celebrations will be happening on July 1st at 1 p.m. at Government House, located at 4607 Dudney Avenue. For information, call 306-787-6460. The 117th annual Weyburn Fair Days will be happening on July 2nd at 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Weyburn Agricultural Society X Grounds. For details, head to weyburnagriculturalsociety.com. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen.
A former Riders receiver Ajojo has been reinstated by the Canadian Football League and can now sign with any team. The Riders released Ajojo in April after an investigation into allegations of aggressive and unwelcome physical contact with multiple women at a Regina restaurant the day of the Grey Cup parade. He had to complete 15 mandatory counseling sessions led by a gender-based violence expert, a psychological assessment, and a meeting with Commissioner Stuart Johnson to be reinstated. He must also serve a 6-game suspension before he would be eligible to play. Now, the Riders did indicate that even if Ajojo was reinstated, that they would not re-sign him. Now, this week, the Riders will travel to Ottawa to face the Red Blacks. The big question heading in, which receivers will make the trip after a bunch of starters made the injury report earlier this week? Donovan Mace was at practice and has the latest.
It was not in Corey Mace's playbook to potentially be dipping into the 8th or even 9th receiver on the Riders' depth chart. especially this early in the season.
When we, design, the roster, the practice roster of guys who we feel can help this team.
But that may be the case this week with the status of up to 6 receivers in question against Ottawa.
If it does come down to we're throwing out, 2, 3, 4 new guys, we've got faith in the guys to compete, and I think you saw that last week.
5 receivers Monday did not practice, including Samuel Emelis with an ankle injury and Keane Schaefer-Baker with an oblique issue.
10 targets combined between Schaefer-Baker and Emelis.
All 5 were back Tuesday, although in limited capacities. Keyshawn Johnson was the lone regular receiver taking full reps with the first-team offense today, with Deshaun Mims, Jalen Johnson, Daniel Weeb, and Johnny Johnson, the other 4 wideouts, seeing snaps. And while the Riders may not have planned to test their depth at this point of the season, the entire room is ready if their number is called.
Every one of us, we got to be ready every time, whether we know we're playing or not. So at the end of the day, the preparation stays the same.
The foundation has been set in the room, so for us, it's just another week. Everybody's staying in their playbooks, everybody's staying ready.
If my name gets called and I'm ready, there's no surprises or anything. I can go on and perform how I want to perform.
But there is more to just being available.
It's not like it's something new for us to oh no, what do we do? If they can't play, it's just come to work, get better every day, get on the same page.
Availability is good, but you can be available and not know what the hell you're doing, which doesn't do anybody any good. But if you're reliable, we'll take that.
A closed practice Wednesday could be the final decider of who may be available for the Riders Friday night in Ottawa. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
And welcome to another edition of X and O's with Wes Cates. Wes, the Riders coming off a loss, bringing their record to 2-1, now face Ottawa. I'm just wondering, I know the Riders are 2-1 technically record-wise, but one was an overtime win. The other one was a late drive to get that win. So they very well could be 0-3 at this point. What's your confidence level on this team?
Yeah, it's been tough to call, Lee. What can I say? They have played some good teams. BC obviously has some great talent, and as well, Toronto has great talent as well. And the league has been pretty competitive across the board. Even when teams have looked like they were going to get blowouts, most of the time the opponent kind of made it interesting, made it close, except for maybe a couple games. So it's been a great league, a great year for the CFL as far as league play and competition. It's going to be tough because I feel like the Riders really should have this game. Obviously, the Riders have a lot of talent, but there are some key players hurt. We don't know really who's going to be on the game day roster. We hear about some guys getting reps, but not full reps or full practice days. So we'll have to see how that goes. But Ottawa's really been playing okay ball. They're at the bottom of the league, but they also looked good against Montreal last week. Jake Mayer, I thought he was kind of writing his ticket out of the league, and then all of a sudden he wakes up in the second half, has a great game, presses Davis Alexander and the Alouettes, and they only lost by 3 in that game. And Montreal has looked like one of the top teams. So with all that, you know what I mean, thrown in the bag, it's tough to call. And the only thing that helps the Riders maybe is the fact that Ottawa has a short week playing on Sunday. The Riders have a couple extra days to prepare.
Yeah, Jake Mayer figured it out in the second half, so we'll see if he can keep that going against a defense that is injured right now with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And I'm wondering about special teams. It's back-to-back games now. They've given up a return for a touchdown. BC fired their I'm not saying fire. Absolutely not. Can't keep him in McGarry here. But BC fired their special teams guy, blaming their losses on him. Not the case here, but how concerning is it to see back-to-back?
It is, especially when you're going up against Khalil Pimpleton, who is looking great as the returner for the Red Blacks. I mean, he really almost single-handedly helped them get back into that game. He had some great catches on offense, and he had a kickoff return late that made it interesting. So the Riders aren't going to have any easier job containing returners this week against Ottawa. I think the biggest thing is really getting back to basics. Hopefully they're working on some technique and stuff like that in practice, and Kim Missouri is getting these guys ready to tighten up.
And we'll see what happens with the offense. Keane Schaefer-Baker, Samuel Emelis were running on the side, some patterns, so they might be good to go. We'll see what happens. Dale Duncan-Busby was back with the first teamers today, so we're starting to see some receivers get back. But Jimmy Johnson III was running with the first team as well, which would give them 3 Johnsons at receiver. If they get a touchdown and they don't do the Spider-Man meme, I will lose my mind. I'm hoping if that happens, we'll see that. We'll see what happens against Ottawa, in Ottawa, and look forward to the next game on another edition of X's and O's.
X's and O's, brought to you by Campion College at the University of Regina.
Yeah, come on, Johnny, Jalen, and Keyshawn. I need you to do it. World Cup knockout round of 32 continued today with Erling Haaland and Norway taking on Côte d'Ivoire.
Now Nusa tries for it and delivers.
Antonio Nusa gave Norway the early lead. Then in the second half, Côte d'Ivoire attacking. Amid Diallo does it himself with quite the effort. Looked like we were headed to extra time, but no way, says Norway. Some great passing leads to who else? Erling Haaland, who perhaps has one of the easiest goals he'll ever score in his career. That's the winner. Norway wins 2-1, advancing to face Brazil in a round of 16. France, by the way, beats Sweden 3-0. They will move on to face Paraguay. And with Morocco's victory over the Netherlands last night, Canada's round of 16 match is set. Canada plays Morocco in the group stage back in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. They lost 2-1. Morocco went on to finish 4th in the event overall. Kickoff for this game, 11 o'clock. Saturday morning, and the game will be on CTV and TSN. Still ahead, a special grad ceremony in Saskatoon.
Take a look at your rural forecast for tomorrow. We're going to still see some scattered precipitation. Temperatures not quite as warm for some areas, but we're getting back into the 20s for some areas. And then as we continue to approach the weekend gradually, we'll get even warmer and more sunshine. Cloudy and 17 for Hudson Bay, rain and 17 for Melfort, rain and 20 for Watrous, rain and 18 for Wynyard, 22 and cloudy for Lloydminster and Outlook, 21 and cloudy for Meadow Lake, 19 and cloudy for Spiritwood. Kindersley seeing a little bit more sunshine, a mix of sun and cloud, and 24 degrees. Down closer to the southern border. In the southwest, we're seeing warmer temperatures, back into seasonal range, more sunshine. So 25 for Leader and Maple Creek with a mix of sun and cloud, 24 and a mix of sun and cloud for Assiniboia Rockland, 26 for Coronach, and then rain for Broadview and Kenora, 19 degrees, 21 and cloudy for Lumsden, Pilot Butte, Carlisle, rain and 21 degrees. A closer look at Wapella, 200 kilometers east of Regina, and home of NHL defenseman Brett Clark, who retired in 2015. Lee Jones can verify that. 20 degrees tomorrow. Mostly cloudy conditions. Could see some scattered precipitation anywhere between about a millimeter, 1 to 3 millimeters of rain throughout the day tomorrow. Winds up to 35 kilometers an hour.
I don't know what she's talking about. As students across Saskatchewan settle into summer break this week, there's one graduating class in Saskatoon that's still reflecting on a very special moment. Carla Shinkruk shows how the ceremony at Evan Hardy Collegiate went to the dogs.
Kai Owen and Aegeus Owen.
Graduation is a milestone years in the making. For Kai Owen, that moment wouldn't have been complete without service dog Aegeus walking in tandem, and many others agreed.
My teachers and principals and everyone was just like, okay, we're doing this. You're not going across without him. We're not going to let you.
The 4-year-old English sheepdog poodle mix has been Kai's service dog for 2 years of high school, helping with daily tasks, including alerting them when their blood sugar drops.
He's been there with me through everything. He's the most important thing in my life because everything he does for me, it's irreplaceable.
He's even earned a student card and also got a diploma, which he proudly accepted in his mouth.
I thought they were going to give him a blank piece of paper rolled up as something, and then I opened the folder and saw his diploma. So I didn't even know about that part.
Only a few classmates knew the special moment was coming.
Most of the people didn't know. We only did 1 or 2 rehearsals because he's just so good about, picking stuff up like that. We didn't really need to rehearse much.
Kai's family had no idea the pair would receive diplomas together, but afterwards there were tears of joy.
We were doing rotations, hug the dog, hug me, then switching around.
The bond they've built over the past years has also inspired Kai's plans after graduation.
My biggest goal is to become a service dog trainer. I love the way I've been able to train him to be such a life-changing dog.
AGS may not have earned any credits in the classroom, but according to many at the school, he more than earned his place with the graduating class of 2026. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
All right, farm markets, canola street price up $1.30 to $683.35 per ton. The futures price down $1.10 to $741.20 per ton. We have amber durum wheat, $285.20 per ton. Red spring wheat's down 60 cents to $273 per ton. Feed barley is at $257.21 per ton, and flax is $630.54 per ton. Those prices courtesy of Bunge and Ice Futures Canada. The markets, the TSX up 33 points, Dow Jones by 136 points. The Canadian dollar, it went up 0.07 of a cent to 70.48 cents US. Commodity front, gold up 36 cents. West Texas Intermediate crude down $1.25, while Western Canadian Select crude went up $2. And gas right now in Regina still staying at $1.60.9 per liter.
Canada reporting an economic turnaround with real gross domestic product rising 0.5% in April. This beat economist expectations, effectively pulling Canada out of a brief technical recession. Growth was widespread across sectors, driven by a surge in oil and gas extraction, alongside long-awaited rebounds in manufacturing, construction, and Toronto real estate activity. Statistics Canada forecasts an increase of 0.1% in GDP growth in May. Trade tensions are mounting as the United States is poised to formally miss tomorrow's July 1st deadline to agree on an automatic extension of the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement, or CUSMA. While the Continental Trade Pact remains firmly in place, blowing past this target triggers a mandatory, more rigorous review process. Foreign institutional investors are snapping up Canadian federal debt in record amounts, purchasing nearly $28 billion in April, according to the most recent data for Government of Canada bonds. This strong appetite for Canada's rare AAA-rated sovereign bonds is a welcome development for the federal government, effectively easing borrowing costs for Prime Minister Mark Carney's ambitious infrastructure and nation-building initiatives. Those are your business news headlines. I'm Christine Lee.
How many?
One.
Nope.
What?
3 big bangs tonight, followed by match game at 8 o'clock, password at 9, and e-talk, and then you'll get your national and local news.
Happy Tuesday.
In Italy, Mount Etna is lighting up the Sicilian. Light up the sky.
Lava has gushed
Sicilian.
from an eruptive vent at an altitude of around 3,000 meters last night. Etna is Europe's largest volcano, and Italy's Civil Protection Department says its activity is typically characterized by episodic eruptions, lava flows, and ash emissions. The volcano is located on Sicily's east coast.
Whatever, they're not in the World Cup. Which reminds me, a programming
yes.
note. We will not be on air tomorrow because it is Canada Day. That's an obvious one. But on Thursday, both our 5 and 6 o'clock newscasts will not air. That is because the World Cup game, round of 32, between Portugal and Croatia will be broadcast nationally on CTV. However, we will have a local newscast posted on our website at 6 o'clock Thursday evening, which means Sabine will have all the latest news for you on that. So that game, by the way, we played in Toronto, and there's little Italy, little Portugal. There's an area known in it, and a lot of Croatians in Toronto, so they'll be having a lot of fun with that one.
And many of you will be having fun outside for Canada Day events tomorrow.
Yes, Canada Day.
Wear a jacket.
Oh, yeah.
And an umbrella.